The Fairmont St Andrews was once again the venue for the Belhaven Best Club Handicap Championship Grand Final. This is Scotland's biggest golfing event in terms of participation numbers, and those who had beat off the challenge from over 24,000 other golfers were treated to a magnificent venue. The course in great condition here, the Torrance layout and proper links conditions. Fairly dry for most of the day, but the wind was the real factor. And with nearly 80 golfers taking part in the final, it can be tricky to fit everybody in the video, but we'll have a go. With the tournament taking place at the end of September, only James Grant from Royal Montrose was brave enough to wave shorts. There were some real quality golfers had made it through the handicap competition, and amongst them Len Solaria from Forfar. He's a man who's challenged for the Scottish Amateur, making it through to the later stages of that tournament, but that was a few years ago. Now, your eyes do deceive you here. It's not Rory McIlroy, but Andrew Young from Turnhouse. And Andrew, well, he's got not a bad game himself, certainly perfecting the mannerisms for when the shot doesn't go according to plan. But he helped his team finish on 3 under at a tie for 5th. Now, out to the 8th, par 3, and this is Will Halliday. I'd like to tell you it was for a birdie, but it was actually to save par, but a great putt nonetheless. And Castle Park, his club finishing also at 3 under, but on the count back finishing in 4th place. Great putt there from William. Now back out to the 12th, and Clark Alexander. He found the waterways approach and still hoping to score, drops the ball, and well, a man of experience, he'll learn from his mistakes. Well, he usually learns from his mistakes, but not this time. Yes, the hand up, the man from Merker Links. Now over to 14, and this is Jim McKeown from Pumferston, just off the fairway, and pulling it round and landing at the flag, but just rolling up towards the back of the green. His partner from Pumferston Golf Club was Kenny Marr. Kenny a little bit further up, inspired perhaps by Jim's approach, and Kenny knocking it even closer. In fact, there was a little bit of a closer to the pin competition going on with their approaches here. This group out in 14, we have Stephen Eade playing alongside them from Agon, and well, Stephen getting perhaps even closer, and shots of real quality out there with such a strong wind following them onto the green. Out to the 12th, and here we have Brian Coyle from Earlsgate, just short with his approach, but deadly with the wedge in his hand, and he would make par. And alongside his partner there, Colin McClure, they would finish at 3 under par in 3rd position. Some of the trickiest holes out there today were the par 3s. Here we are at the 17th with John McRae from Cramond. No problem to a man like John though. Beautiful shot, landing in the heart of the green and holding it. Nice stuff. The Cramond team would finish in 17th place. They were out alongside the team from Huntly. And this was Graham Nichols' tee shot. And landing nicely. A little bit further away though, just at the edge of the green, but as they made it up, well, he had this for a birdie, and I can tell you there weren't too many birdies out there on the course. team from Huntly going well, and that's a very solid putt and a solid par 3. Graham Nicol there playing alongside Graham Farquharson, the team from Huntly. Now, par 3, nearest the pin competition. We're at the 8th, but this is Paul Hubbard from 3rd Golf Club. Hope you're following. And the rain beginning to come down a little, but that is a magnificent tee shot. And he would have been confident of taking home the prize for nearest the pin in such tough conditions. Here on the par 3, 8th. But out behind him there was a man who would have something to say about that. Perhaps because the rain had gone off by this point, I don't know. But Paul Wattet from Pines Golf Club rolled up a shot, and although the camera angle's a little bit deceptive, that was actually a little closer, although the winner of nearest the pin was Andrew Young from Turnhouse. Now, time to see the teams coming in, and those teeing off in the 10th, finishing here on the short par 4 9th. It is a short par 4, but it's downhill, it's downwind, and Evan Chain from Newton Moor, not the first and certainly not the last to struggle with the distance and to go through the green and off the back. Now, distance is one thing, but when you're out in the 18th, it's more about accuracy, coming up the hill. And there we have Ian Murphy giving advice to Kevin Murphy. I presume they're related. And, well, after this bit of advice and the result, I hope they're related. Only brothers could forgive each other that kind of advice, I think. Not much closer to the hole than when he started. Good for weight, though. Now, back over to the 9th. And, well, a burden to carry for Scott McClory. He was playing from Bathgate Golf Club, and they won the title last year, and that's a fantastic finish. Beautiful chip onto the 9th. But the Bathgate team this time finishing a bit down the field, roughly halfway. Now, over to 18, and the Douglaston team and Graham Main. Well, he certainly was looking to hold that, racing it past. And, well, if you're going to race it past, you make sure you get it coming back. The Douglaston team, at this point, 2 under par, and seeing that in to finish at 2 under par, alongside David Colquhoun, Graham Main finishing in 6th place. Now back over to the 9th, and well, here's one way to combat the wind. Play a lovely pitch and run, and that's Steve Cargill from Arbroath Artisan Golf Club, and he's played that very well indeed, and that means that, well, his partner, Keith Ewart, he can really go for it. And Keith deciding to, well, he looked also to play a pitch and run. Not a great idea when there's a big bunker between you and the flag. And that left finishing off down to Steve. Now Steve rolled his putt just a few feet past, and the team from Arbroath Artisan were playing well, so he knew this was an important putt, and he saw it in, and that was good enough to finish at 4 under par. But on the count back, they were only in 2nd place. Great effort though from Arbroath Artisan, and certainly a good way to finish out from Steve. But speaking of spectacular finishes, here's Graham Linning from Balfron. They finished just outside the top 10, but they finished in style thanks to that great putt there from off the green by Gary Linning. Yes, he kept that hat on throughout the whole round. When the sun was out, the rain was coming down. It's an all-weather hat. We can move over to the 9th now, though, for the team from Huntly finishing off. And Graham Farquharson, well, they'd been playing well, and he knew that could be an important putt. Very nearly sank it. And even though his partner, Graham Nicol, already had the par, Graham saw it in, and -4 was good enough for a victory. Impressive for a team that only just made the final.
We were very fortunate in that we scraped in the regional qualifier in 10th spot when a better in World 6, wasn't it? And to come down here and play as well as we did, we're very, very pleased with the performance today.
A fantastic victory. So what was the secret?
Well, Graham played really well the whole 18 holes. I chipped in now and again, but just to help him out. But I just both played steady enough.
We both played well. We dovetailed very well. I think it was only one hole we both bogeyed, but thankfully it was one of our shot holes. So no, we did what we had to do, and and managed to dovetail quite well. Conditions were tricky, they were really windy, but the course was in superb condition.
Both Graham's fans of the course and this tournament.
For the whole of Scottish golf, it's excellent. I mean, it gives every golfer a chance to participate nationally, and through regional and the grand final. As you said, 24,000 people initially started. To get down here today was a wonderful achievement.
Congratulations to Graham Farquharson and Graham Nicholl from Huntly Golf Club.